A show of solidarity as nearly 1,500 unionists, employers and government leaders gather at the annual May Day rally. Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong said Singapore has made good progress in recent years. Macro conditions are good, but workers are anxious. Unionists have voiced concerns over issues such as the cost of living, especially in healthcare. The plight of low-wage workers is also on their minds, as discussions take on a new complexion after the former chairman of the National Wages Council floated an idea to drastically push up the wages of low-wage workers. Mr. Lee warned against quick solutions and explained why the idea won't work.
President Lim Chong Yah recently proposed pushing up low-wage worker wages quickly. 50% in 3 years. 15, 15, 20. Bam, bam, bam. I appreciate his good intentions. I share his concern over this group of workers. But I do not agree with his drastic approach, because the only realistic way to move is step by step, with wages and productivity going up in tandem together. As fast as we can, but as fast as is possible. In the early 1980s, we did have one period when we zoomed up and pushed wages up very rapidly. Wage restructuring. But even then, we ran into problems. Wages shot up, productivity didn't improve, and we lost competitiveness. So in 1985, when the winds changed, when the conditions turned difficult, we plunged into a very deep recession. It was scary.
Mr. Lee also explained the effect of higher wage increases on small and medium enterprises. He says they too are affected. That's because they employ many low-wage workers. As a result, they may end up passing on the cost to consumers. The Prime Minister says low-wage workers will end up worse off if wages go up sharply and are not matched by improvements in productivity.
I think the union leaders understand this, but they are under pressure because the proposal has been widely discussed. It has raised great expectations. And so it's important for me to spend some time today to explain to you why we have to move carefully, why a drastic approach will not work, why we should not confuse our workers. Better aim for what is sustainable. Don't take a big risk with short-term jumps in wages. But I promise you this, we will always do our best to uplift our low-wage workers. And we have many programs doing that.
Turning to the issue of foreign workers, Mr. Lee noted the different perspectives of employers and workers. Employers cannot find enough Singaporean workers, especially those who stay on the job. For Singaporean workers, the presence of foreign workers adds to competition, reduces wages and takes away jobs. The Prime Minister said both arguments are valid, but only up to a point. But he said the inflow of foreign workers has to slow down significantly in the coming years, as Singapore cannot keep on bringing in 80,000 foreign workers a year.
While we must always be open to the world, let me be quite clear. Singaporeans will always be our priority. This is the purpose of all our policies, including on foreign workers or talent. We are trying to seek the maximum advantage for Singapore and for Singaporeans.
Mr. Lee's challenge to the tripartite partners makes Singapore the first choice of investments and talent and ensure that citizens enjoy better jobs, better pay and better lives.